We're going to have comments from the opponents of this bill, and we're going to try to wrap up just before 4 o'clock or earlier if we can, so that we can have comments, potential amendments, wrap-ups, and get a good discussion in members before we vote on the overall bill. So that's kind of the timeline. So Senator Rosen, we'll give it back to you for the second day of the hearing on this.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and fellow members. Senate File 86, as you know, is the repeal on the construction of new coal-fired plants in Minnesota and the repeal on the ban of importation of or from any state or from Canada of any power generated by the new coal power plant. And as Mr. Chair, as you said, that we had Thursday's testimony was for the proponents, and today is for the opponents of this bill.
We have Ms. Bagalki. Again, welcome to the committee. Could you please identify yourself for the tape?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Siri Bagalki, and I am a senior at Stillwater Area High School, and I'm also the co-chair of a metro-wide coalition of high school environmental groups called Youth Environmental Activists of Minnesota. As a student, I'm a constant witness to the desire and passion in high schools to encourage sustainability and also to protect Minnesota's natural environment. At Green Team, my high school's environmental group, we had 50 kids show up in September, and this was a brand new club. Yeah, I'm also aware of the reality of Minnesota's reliance on coal for energy. As every single day coming into school, before I even reach the building, miles away I can see the Allen S. King coal plant and the plume of emissions it releases on the banks of the St. Croix River. Scientifically, coal degrades our air quality and increases the amount of mercury in our water and our fish. However, I believe coal proves to be just as economically debilitating for Minnesota, as we produce no coal in our state. In fact, the coal from the King plant in my own backyard comes from Wyoming. In 2008 alone, $550 million was sent outside of Minnesota to fund jobs and pay for this coal. Now, Minnesota has the resources for pursuing clean energy, whether it is wind, solar, or biofuels. I actually can think of two friends who next year will be going on to college, and they both want to become engineers, and they're looking into going into the clean energy field. So pursuing coal would simply be going a step backwards. President Obama has also outlined the importance of clean energy in his State of the Union address. Therefore, Minnesota needs to emerge as a national leader in the clean energy field and continue to protect Minnesota's environment and create jobs for Minnesota's future generation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions? Well, I certainly appreciate, that's one thing I've advocated for many years, 25 years of youth ministry, that we get youth more active on every level. Especially, it's great to see you here testifying, so thanks for coming in. All right, members, we'll move on to Cole Norgarden. Welcome. Mr. Norgarden, would you please identify yourself for the tape?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Cole Norgarden. I am in 10th grade at the Blake School in Minneapolis, and I am also co-chair of YEA Minnesota, which is a coalition of youth environmental activists from around the state. And today, as a young person, I am in opposition of Senate File 86, which would lift a ban on carbon dioxide emissions produced by utilities. Lifting this ban is undoing the progress we have made towards achieving energy sustainability in Minnesota. This is not a mistake we can afford to make with the futures of youth like myself at stake. We refuse to inherit the costs coal imposes on Minnesota's communities, both environmental and economic, costs we will have to deal with if carbon dioxide emissions go unchecked. Furthermore, since there is no current need for building new coal-fired facilities in Minnesota, this repeal is completely backwards and unnecessary. On a personal level, my grandfather was employed by Northern States Power for over 30 years and worked as an engineer on all 3 units of the Sherco plant in Becker, Minnesota. After retiring, my grandfather recognized the importance of establishing renewable energy infrastructure and ending our reliance on fossil fuels. He told me that while plants like Sherco were necessary to meet demand at the time they were built, burning coal was not the future of energy in Minnesota. Hearing this from the man who was construction superintendent to the largest coal burning plant in Minnesota only demonstrates how urgent and universal the need is for a transformation in the way we produce electricity. This problem is not going away, and so we cannot let the advances we have made go to waste. Please invest in the future of your children, of your community, and of the state of Minnesota by opposing this repeal. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nordgarden. Senator Dibble.
Thanks, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to welcome the young man from Blake, which is in my district. Glad to have you here. And also, Syria, the young people in particular, I really appreciate your willingness to step forward and participate in this process. I know Senator Rosen does as well, even if you might not agree with her position. It's great. I can't imagine being able to come forward and have as much poise as you did in 10th grade, so I'm very impressed.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing.
Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you, Senator Dibble, and as well, I just welcome all the students that have come here, and just to hear how engaged you guys are, to think that our next generation will be that engaged is very encouraging, so happy to have you here. Thank you.